Welcome to the BigMoneyDetailer.com podcast. You're in the right place to discover the insider secrets to earn more so you can serve more. Here is your host, the founder of Big Money Detailer and also known as America's Chief Profit Officer, Davy Tyberski. Be sure to visit us at BigMoneyDetailer.com.
Hey, Big Money Detailer. Welcome to the BigMoneyDetailer.com podcast. Today, we are blessed to have Mike Karlen and Dustin Jackson here to really talk about what you could do to increase your bookings in a very short period of time. For those who don't know me, I'm Davy Tyberski. I'm known as America's Chief Profit Officer, and I'm also the founder of BigMoneyDetailer.com. And today, we're going to put all three of our heads together based on our wisdom, experience, and what we do to help detailers just like you. We're going to put all three of our brains together and brainstorm from some fast start ways for you to grow your detailing business in a short period of time. You ready to go, gentlemen? Are you ready to thrive and shine?
Was born ready.
All right, let's do it. So we made a list before the video started, and I'm going to just read one, and we're going to brainstorm, and then we're going to move on to the next. Existing customers, gentlemen. What should our detailers be doing in terms of their existing customers?
Communication back. Those customers are so much easier to get in the door because you've already sold them one time. They understand where you're located. They understand the quality. They understand the pricing. Text message, emails, phone calls, any way that you can communicate back to your existing customer base and get them back in the door. You can sell them much cheaper, much easier, much faster. They know all the things about you. When I think about if I got the power bill to pay and I need money today, I'm reaching out to my existing customer base and I'm getting them back in the door as soon as possible.
Good. Mike, additional thoughts on that one, brother?
No, man, it just comes down to relationships. And like Dustin said, that relationship's already built. It's sometimes the hard sell is going out there and telling somebody, hey, I can do X, Y, and Z. But if they really don't know your talent, they might be a little hesitant. So that ultimate relationship that's already there is the easiest way. And then to add on that, maybe giving them some type of referral type bonus, like, hey, refer me to your friends, whatever it may be. So go call them customers and say, hey, I have some spots available. Do you have any friends? If you do, I'll give you $20 off your next service.
Sure.
Yeah, I think one last thing on that one, then we can move to the next one. Just look for reasons to reach out to your customer. I mean, we happen to be recording this video right before Thanksgiving. So if you got this thing called Google, you can just Google days. There's like CPA days, doctor days, nurses days, Thanksgiving, Christmas, I can go on. And it doesn't have to be, hey, like in Dylan's case, use Affluent Auto Spa. It's just, hey, Mike, just reaching out. Hope you have a great Thanksgiving weekend. That's it. And what all this comes down to as you watch the video is top of mind awareness. Like, we're all pretty good at what we do, but let's be honest, our customers are not waking up thinking about us in the morning. So just that simple reach out to existing customers, whether it's text, auto voicemail, or even, hey, if you really want to over deliver, making that personal phone call, just hey, Dustin, want to wish you and your family a happy Thanksgiving weekend. Let me know if I can serve you in any way. It reminds them that you're there to serve them, and I think that's awesome. All right, any last minute thoughts on the first one, gentlemen?
No, I think it's spot on.
All right, number 2. Common sense is not common practice. So some of you watching the video like, oh, that's common sense. Here's our challenge. Is it common practice in your business? Because it sounds like common sense, and this one's going to be common sense as well. Website and storefront. What just a couple small tweaks that our detailers can do in terms of that?
Yeah, so think of storefront. I mean, you're already selling a customer to extend that sell out to a maintenance product. Soap, cleaner, towel, drying towels are great sellers at our business. Coating jobs, we know we want them to use really soft plush drying towels. We want them to take care of their stuff. We want to serve them. That adds to the ticket, that helps the shop rate, that just increase ticket prices. So obviously just, you don't have to break the bank inventory, storing a lot of this stuff, but just your normal maintenance products, having that readily available is an instant way to take the business that you're currently getting and increase ticket size without adding a whole new service or something that takes a little bit longer.
Perfect. Mike, any thoughts on the website?
So, I mean, if it's not your existing customers, you got the DIY people that come in too.
Oh, yeah.
And it also creates just a good gift package. We use it for, Christmases and birthdays and everything else, whether it's a gift certificate all the way up to all the different types of DIY products, put them in a pail with the drying towel, like Dustin says, advertising it for, hey, this is a $99 deal for $75 or whatever it may be. And it just makes a really good gift for your individuals out there. So
Good. All right. One other thought on that. So website, storefront, whatever, I call them BABs. Again, big ass buttons. So above the fold, which basically means if they're on their desktop, they don't have to scroll. What's your BAB up there? Yes, we have gift cards. That's a perfect thing to put up there in a BAB, because then immediately before they have to scroll down, they click the button for a gift card. Boom. That's, by the way, if you're not doing gift cards, like, you're missing out on one of the biggest revenue opportunities to increase your revenue right now, because then they're committed, right? If you think about you as a regular consumer, you invest in an Amazon gift card, you're going to be motivated to use that. And the good news is, if they don't use it immediately, it's still going to be on the shelf. But here's the best news. You get that money in your bank account within a day or two. So don't forget about gift cards. Don't forget about the BAB on your website or your storefront to get them to do the next thing.
Now, Davey, can you tell us what BAB stands for? Some of these guys may not know.
BAB stands for a big ass button. so think about this on this video right now. If we had a BAB, a big ass button that says click here to go to IGL Coatings, that's just basically an attention getter to get people to go do that. And again, the most important thing about that is above the fold. They don't have to scroll. And again, on your mobile device, a BAB shows up really nice. That's one of the first things they're going to see to click on. Thanks for the clarification, Dustin. All right.
Oh, yeah.
All right. What about this? What about, again, we know in marketing 101, basic marketing, right? Two things: scarcity, right, and timeline. So we only have X number of these special buckets with the towels, or, hey, this offer expires at midnight on whatever date. What are some ideas that our detailers can implement to generate some revenue quickly in terms of like fast promotions, like a fast book promotion, book now? What are some thoughts you guys have on that? And what are different flavors of ice cream they can use to do something like that?
Yeah, I mean, sense of urgency always works well. You just kind of mentioned that, and exclusivity. You know, we're only offering a certain amount of XYZ, and you just referenced that. But I mean, that's our go-to at the shop when we want to make people act fast, act now. So we use things like schedule availability. We stay scheduled out at our shop, and our Mike does as well. We'll say we have only a couple spots for selling right now. Regardless if we have a day open, we only always have a couple spots available, and that creates that sense of urgency to act now. And so schedule availability is probably our number one go-to for exclusivity and then also sense of urgency.
Good. Mike, you want to build on that one?
He nailed it. He nailed it.
Wow. Did you hear that?
Yeah,
Mike actually said
I did. We keep score, by the way, and that was a 1.
Yeah. Okay. So far, we'll give that one to Dustin. I would agree with that. Yeah. So again, it's the simple scarcity and timelines. We have X number, and here you have to act by this particular date. Great job, guys. We're kicking butt here. All right. Next one. We touched on it earlier, but I want to really dive into referrals, or as we call them, like a big money detailer, we say, how can you get more introductions, right? And again, just being direct with everyone who's watching the video, people aren't waking up thinking about you. So it's like, oh, I should introduce, in this case, Dylan. I should introduce Dylan at a Fluent Auto Spa to my neighbor. Like, they ain't waking up thinking about that. So let's brainstorm some other ways to increase introductions over the next 7 to 10 days for our detailers. What are some ways you guys have potentially to either phrase that or to implement that within your shop?
Mike, you want to grab that one?
So the one thing that we do is we stay on social media every day. We're always showing the customer what's going on at Fastlane Detailing. And sometimes it's not just the work, it's the people, getting the faces out in front of the audience so that they realize who we are. But just using Facebook, social media every day, a couple times a day, sometimes showing them what we can do and the people that run the business, just so that they know who we are and we stay in front of them at all times.
Yeah. Same here. And then referrals. Speaking of referrals, so we have the trifecta that we're looking at when a new customer comes to the door and pays us and they're headed out the door. We look for within 30 days to get 3 things done: a review, a referral, and a revisit. That's that. And when we get those 3 things within 30 days of that customer, that is the perfect trifecta. That is our customer for life. So referrals, we push hard on. We give them $50 and give their customer $50. So we're saying, hey, if you get a referral, here's $50 off your next service, and here's their $50. The thing is, everyone's like, well, it's $50. Think about the money you pay in ads to bring in new customers. How much of that gets wasted in customers that don't convert?
Let's take a quick break. What if everything you've been told about getting referrals for your detailing business was completely wrong? Are you tired of chasing clients and wishing you had them running to you to use your services instead? Do you want to drive more profits for your detailing business? Forget everything you thought you knew about referrals. Go to bigmoneydetailer.com/referrals, and you'll discover how the affluent auto spa, Davy's son's business, grew their referrals from 24% to 48%. That's right. They doubled their referrals. And you can too. Go to bigmoneydetailer.com/referrals right now.
Right? If we take those same dollars and we put them in the back end of the funnel and think about referrals, things with referrals are you already have the trust factor with the customer because the person referring them kind of built the case for you. You don't have to sell them as deep. And then they already know, like, if my buddy goes use you, I take quality and pricing out the door now too, because my buddy used you. I trust that he got a good deal. I trust that the quality was there. I trust that, okay, this is a great place. So now I don't have to sell them on that. So it's an easier sell. Acquisition cost is lower. When you think about, if you're an owner operator and you're selling yourself. So referrals are really good to chase down and you essentially turn your previous customers into your outbound sales team.
Great. We're doing it. All right. I'll cover this one, see if you guys want to add anything to it. We just kicked this off for Dylan for a little Thanksgiving promo. So what we're doing is geo-targeting. So what we did, and I'm going to walk you remember, one thing about me is I could talk strategy at 30,000 feet, and then boom, I'm going to bring out the landing gear in the next section.
Yeah.
So I'm going to bring out the landing gear here. What we did is we analyzed, and again, the action item for you watching the video is do this, okay? Common sense. It has to be common practice. We analyzed all of our customers for the last 3 years, and we basically sorted them by revenue generated. Shocking that Dylan had a customer for $9,500 over 3 years. So do the math. Pretty good customer. We basically ran that report, and we took the top. Let's just make this easy. Let's say you had 100 customers. We took the top 10, and we got their physical address, 123 Mockingbird Lane. And then what our team did is we put together a Facebook, an Instagram, and a Google radius ad. We took that exact zip code, 123 Mockingbird Lane, because let's face it, that's an affluent customer for us. We're the affluent customer, affluent auto spa. So we know that's an affluent customer. And what we did is we simply did a 3-mile radius around that specific address. Now, we just kicked that off. So I'm praying and taking my vitamins that that's going to work off well. But to Dustin's point earlier, you already know that that's a highly qualified customer, A, because they're giving you a lot of revenue, but number two, they live in an affluent area. And once you get one, how can you get a few others? So we kicked off there basically video ads. We're going to see how that does. But geo-targeting your best customers and how can you get introductions? How can you run ads? How can you run banner ads? How can you run video ads around that specific area? Because there's some good fish in there, right? Dustin, you're a fisherman, right? You put your fish. Well, I'm not a fisherman. I don't even know what the stuff is. But if you throw that hook out there in that specific pond where those affluent customers are, there's a good chance you're going to pull something out of the water, right?
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Especially if you're where Mike lives and it's you're ice fishing in a small hole, you're kind of guaranteed a small fish. But if you're in the ocean like where I'm at, you're catching a whale, man. And so if you're targeting the audience that's spending the money, people live around people that have, it's rare that you have these largely different demographics living in the same places. And so, business owners tend to live around business owners and so forth and so on. So figure out your target audience and hammer it in.
Good. Mike, any other thoughts on that one, brother?
Yeah, I do the same thing on like the social media side on Facebook. If I run an ad, the first thing I do before I run my next ad is see who my audience really was. It happens to be 25 to 50 years old. It happens to be men. It happens to be women, whatever it may be. So then we just kind of keep track of that for our next targeted ad. Like, who are we going to try to generate this video for? So
Beautiful. Okay. Next one. Let's talk about, again, these are introductions. So complementary businesses to the folks watching in terms of their detailing business. So let's brainstorm potentially what are they and who are they, and then what we could potentially do to get them to introduce us to their current customers. So these would be complementary businesses to detailing. Who wants to go first?
Well, in my small town, there's not a lot, but obviously we do have a few, automotive repair shops.
Yeah.
Some tire shops. But we sometimes in a small area we have to get creative. We'll we'll partner up with the movie theater. Like, hey, anybody that buys a ticket to the movie theater or gets a detail will maybe get a free movie pass, or the pizza joint. So if you're in a smaller town, sometimes you have to kind of think outside that box, because we may not have a lot of businesses that really complement what we do. But there's always a possibility. You know, we do a lot of things with like the movie theater. So
Good. Dustin, what do you got on
Yeah,
that?
just like Mike, body shops are big for us. Tire shops, especially on interiors, sometimes they get grease in there when they're working on them and stuff. We help those guys out a lot. Yeah, just like Mike said, I mean, body shops and tire shops, we work side by side with those guys a lot. Tire shops get grease on the seats. We're all the time working on that. Body shops, they don't like to polish and all that stuff. I mean, they'll get it close. A lot of overspray they utilize us for. Real estate companies. I mean, anybody that's interacting with other businesses and other people, send us more business. And I mean, we're just limousine companies, people renting. First of all, we keep the limos clean. And then people renting limousines usually care about their stuff. And so we always make sure that we have a card or something on file for the limo owners. And there's some other company. I mean, you just got to get creative and use your imagination and think about where your target audience is hanging out.
Beautiful. Good. All right. So the next one really is other businesses that maybe aren't necessarily complementary. And I think we touched on these, but let's put a bow on this package. Like, for instance, I wrote down a few things prior to the video here, like high-end coffee shops, right? Obviously, you got the S word, and we all know what that one is, the green one. But I'm talking about these smaller family community type $7 foofy coffees that I happen to love, by the way. But like, you can do a coffee and ceramics day. So anybody who comes in, you happen to be there, you talk to the coffee shop owner. Look, I want to buy coffee for the first 10 people that come in. Just let me kind of hang out here and have conversations. When you see a Mercedes pull up, give them a poker chip, give them a business card, just introduce yourself, whatever that might be. So coffee and ceramics. Another one, just for fun, CPA and ceramics, right? Depending on the time of the year, if you have a CPA and maybe he or she would be willing to send out an endorsed mailer for you that basically introduces you to their whole client list that's using that CPA. So just other thoughts in terms of outside of what we would think traditional detailing complementary businesses, any other things that you guys have done, or any any other ideas that you guys want to consider moving forward on?
B&I groups have been good for us. You business owners pay for, I mean, you're dealing with that class of people that really want to pay for higher end detailing. Golf courses are always somebody good that pairs well with. And those are some of the few that are kind of outliers. I mentioned the limousine companies. They're really good for us. Air conditioning companies. So down here in the South, it's hot. You guys may want to deal with heating companies up there, but air companies down here, they tend to keep their stuff clean. Their service trucks, the owner's vehicles. So it's not, it's all about, just outreach into these other businesses and letting them know what you do.
Beautiful. Mike, anything else on that one? Good.
Yeah, we've even done like manufacturing facilities. So if you get a connection with, some of the higher ups in the manufacturing facilities, and then what it does is it opens the door and you can say, hey, we offer gift certificates, because everybody wants to give Christmas presents away or birthday presents away to their employees. So it offers that opportunity. Like, there's some of these manufacturing facilities, they have 200-300 people. And now all of a sudden you have the possibility of giving 200 to 300 gift certificates selling. So,
yeah.
Good. All right. Next one. I wrote down rebook now offer. So what are your thoughts on, customer comes in, and Dustin, you touched on this, maybe you can take the lead on this one, but what can our detailers watch in the video in terms of kind of getting that customer to commit to the next, so to speak?
Oh, absolutely. We're looking to get them to commit. We're looking at them to give us a review, give us a referral, and then revisit within 30 days. That revisit is huge. We want to give them a promotional discount. I mean, it's the first time customer, so it's not like they get it each and every time. And then
Let's take a quick break. We would love for you to take just a few seconds right now to share this episode with your detailing friends across your social media channels. Thanks for helping us build our big money detailer community. One last thing before we get back to this episode. Be sure to claim even more free business building strategies and techniques so you can continue to earn more and serve more. Go to bigmoneydetailer.com. And now, back to our podcast.
We do offer a within 30 days moving forward promotion that cuts down our maintenance detailing almost in half. So that revisit, we hyper focus on. We're offering promotional pricing to get them back. Keep in mind, I didn't say discounts. Anytime you start using the word discount, you're discounting your services, you're devaluing the service. So we want to run promotional pricing. This is a pricing that you get exclusive because you fit this criteria, right? And so that's something that we focus on. We are giving them a $50 coupon if they go in and rebook within 30 days. And then, by the way, we're rebooking them. We're making them commit to a date. We all know, yeah, I'll come back. But just like the oil change sticker on your window, they don't care that much about your motor. They care that much about telling you when to come back. That's why that's there. And so by pre-scheduling them and then having automated reminders and stuff like that to get them back in the door, that's huge.
Good. Mike, additional thoughts on that one?
So yeah, we do before they leave, we already have their next appointment schedule, and it's really our selling point is the fact that we stay so far booked out. So if you want your car, whether it's your car detail or your ceramic coating maintained, you need to get on our schedule now. And I would say 8 out of 10 people are going onto the schedule right away, because that first feeling they see of how nice that car looks, it's really easy to sell the next appointment right away, because it's like, hey, I want this to look like this all the time. And what it does for our shop, then it just doesn't just create the returning business. It also creates a car that's never getting as bad as what it was the first time you saw it. So now any additional service that we do to it, it's just a little bit easier for my my detailing department or my ceramic coating department to maintain from that point on.
What about maintenance? Like obviously ceramic coating or a 6-month polish, whatever. What do you guys do? What some ideas you have in terms of offering? And by the way, if you don't already have a maintenance program, like that would be the first step for you watching the video, like create the maintenance program. But let's brainstorm maintenance programs for a minute, guys.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of alluded to it earlier where we offer a 50% promotional price if you're coming back in to stay in our maintenance program. If you miss the 30-day mark, you go back up to full pricing. And so that incentivizes that maintenance wash. Sorry. All right. And that incentivizes the maintenance wash. One thing that we want to focus on is getting them in more often. Like Mike alluded to earlier, is like the more we do it, the easier it gets, right? And we want to mention that we're going to maintain this look. So we use the term standard and maintenance in our detailing shop. Our standard detail is when everybody calls a full detail. Our maintenance detail is to maintain the standard that we've met already. So that's why we use the term standard and maintenance. So we're maintaining what you got, what you paid for in the beginning. So if you do a coating for $1,500 or $2,000 or whatever, the maintenance wash is to maintain that look. And we're coaching our customers to understand that, so that way they see why they're coming back. We're not in the like maintenance to coating. We're maintaining a look.
I love that. That's great positioning, by the way. And by the way, it's the first I've heard of it. So maintaining the look, versus because people care about the looks, especially our female customers. You can tell by these two guys, they're less concerned about their look, but our female customers are certainly concerned about their look. So maintaining the look of your vehicle, not maintaining your vehicle. I love that additional line in there, Dustin. Thanks for sharing that. Mike, any other thoughts on maintenance programs, brother?
Yeah, so one thing that we do for anybody that comes in for a ceramic coating, we will include their maintenance wash if they schedule in a detailing service, so a full service. So, and that we do that because we find that a lot of individuals decide, hey, we got it ceramic coated, now we don't ever have to come back.
Yeah.
What it does for us then is we almost guarantee that we're going to see, I bet you 95% of our customers, because at that point I say, hey, schedule a full interior exterior detail and we're going to throw in the maintenance part of it. Just give you some added value at that point. And they will schedule every 6 months. It keeps your calendar full. And again, it gets my eyes on that coating at that point to say, hey, everything's looking good, or hey, Mr. Jones, you've been going through a car wash. I see all the brush marks and everything else. Other than that, just adding some extra value and giving them true feedback of why it's important to maintain it. You've already, again, we've said it before, you've spent the money. Like, it'd be foolish not to put some type of maintenance program into this. So
that's good. All right, last one's old school, but it still works. Again, go back to what I talked about earlier with those top customers. How about taking, I don't know, let's make this easy. One a day. One a day. Take 1 minute. I timed it, by the way. It's 1 minute and 30 seconds to send a handwritten thank you note. One a day. Just one. Like, take your best customer of the day who gave you the most money. Pick that customer. You already have their name in the CRM or the database. Write a handwritten note, takes you 1 minute, 30 seconds. Go to the post office now, buy 100 stamps so you don't have that excuse of why you're not doing it, and send one thank you note per day back to those customers. The benefit of something physical, I talk about this all the time in Big Money Detailer, it stays around like a good set of luggage. Whether it's a brochure, in Dylan's case, a copy of his book, or a physical poker chip, or a physical business card, or in this case, a physical thank you note with your business card in it, will remind people to introduce you to others within their community and within their family. Any other thoughts on that one, guys?
No, I love that idea.
Yeah.
We've done the card before. I'm sorry. We've done the
No, you're
post. One thing, is getting customers' addresses. You let them know that you're sending them something. They're more reluctant, or they're more apt to give that to you. Just someone want to send you a little prize or send you a little thank you letter. And we've done that before. We love that approach to it. One thing that I'll mention when you're meeting your customers is know their name and know their pain.
Yeah.
You can then speak to that in your thank you letter. Understand their pain is why they're there in the first place. And it's generally speaking, it's not just to have a clean car, right? There's more to it than that. There's usually a reason behind it, whether they're a business owner and they want to look good because they look good to their clients. If you find out why they're there, then you speak to that in all of your outbound messaging, whether it be postcard, whether it be a thank you text, whether it be a phone call. You speak to why they were there. It's relative to them. It makes them connect to you. It gives you something to talk about, and makes you connected to your customers.
Yeah. So we do a handwritten thank you card for every customer. We just put it on their dash when they pick it up, or their center console. So they get one. Every customer gets that. Our ceramic coating customers, of course, get our care package, which we can see here. And then like our higher end, like ceramic coatings and that, we'll do videos of every vehicle that comes through. They're cheesy videos that I make. Everybody sees my cheesy videos, but they all ask for it. Like, it's almost become a game. Like, as soon as somebody picks up the car because they follow us on Facebook so much, they're like, "Hey, did you do a video of my car?" So then I send them the video, and on some of the higher end ones, we may even do the video and play it in our showroom so that when they pick it up, it's that customer experience when they pick up that vehicle. So.
All right, Dustin and Mike, thanks so much for joining the Big Money Detailer podcast. Again, this was a lightning round, but the idea of it is to really stay focused on what are some of the top things our detailers can be doing to increase their sales, improve their cash flow, and boost their bottom line. So I appreciate you guys being part of the Big Money Detailer podcast. And until next time, I'm Davy Tyberski, America's Chief Profit Officer, and also the founder of BigMoneyDetailer.com, signing off. See you later. Bye-bye.
Awesome. See ya.
Congratulations and thank you for joining us for this episode. Discover even more strategies and tips on how to increase your detailing sales revenue, improve your cash flow, and boost your bottom line. Go to BigMoneyDetailer.com right now.